Hawktalk20, calloused. Today, I want to talk a little bit about building some callus, for instance, like on your hands. As if you've grown up as the prince of the land, or whatever you want to say. You've had everything, you've never had to work for anything. Your hands are probably going to be, they're not going to have any calluses, right? You're not going to have any scars. You're going to be perfect as far as your skin and so forth. So, I really think that that's what's going to bring you to the next level, is having those fights, having those battles where maybe you don't win. And that's what's going to build the callus, and that's what's going to allow you to be okay with failing. Because really, at the end of it, you're going to be successful, but you're going to have more failures than your successes. And if you're completely in fear of failing for yourself, for your family, for your coworkers, whoever it is, if you're scared of failing because of them, you're never going to go anywhere. So you're going to stay in the same spot. Now, if you're comfortable being where you're at, do your thing and enjoy. But I feel like most people, including myself, want to move forward, want to go to the next level, if you will. And the only way I know personally that I'm going to get to the next level is if I do something that I've never done before. This last year I've done a couple things that I've never done before, and it definitely worked out for me. Sure, I had some stumbles, I had some failures, but those are where I get that grit. That's where I believe that there's nothing that I can't do because I've already experienced those things. If you've never experienced rock bottom or a failure or just a terrible situation, I really don't think that you're going to have the heart or the mindset to get through any of those things. And that's really what we need to be able to do. We need to have the ability to persevere, right? And know that deep down you can do this. So let's really focus on that this week. I'm going to try to make these a little bit quicker, just because the last 19 weeks or so have been anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes. I think it's a little bit too long. So let's work on building some callus. Let's work on, hey, if you fail, it's not the end of the world. Let's learn from it. Not that you're going out to try to fail, but failure is not the end of the world, and it's going to only bring you to that next success. I am the Hawk. Talk to you soon.
The lobster is a soft, mushy animal that lives inside of a rigid shell. That rigid shell does not expand. Well, how can the lobster grow? Well, as the lobster grows, that shell becomes very confining. The lobster feels itself under pressure and uncomfortable. It goes under a rock formation to protect itself from predatory fish, casts off the shell, and produces a new one. Well, eventually, that shell becomes very uncomfortable as it grows, right? Back under the rocks. And the lobster repeats this numerous times. The stimulus for the lobster to be able to grow is that it feels uncomfortable. Now, if lobsters had doctors, they would never grow, because as soon as the lobster feels uncomfortable, goes to the doctor, gets a Valium, gets a Percocet, feels fine, never cuts off its shell. So I think that we have to realize that times of stress are also times that are signals for growth. And if we use adversity properly, we can grow through adversity.